Okay. So your section should be clean and lined at the bottom as well as on the top. And then the area that you take should be also neat, so that all the hairs are coming from only this small section that you're working around. You give just a little bit of room for the hair extension to be able to be moved up and down, and then it should be pressed very, very tightly, and you still have room to move it back and down and be completely flat against the client's head so that you don't feel it. Okay?
You get this needle, and then you grab the cylinder, and then you section the hair with this end. You grab it, and make sure the needle is open. And you grab the correct amount. And you close it. And you grab it.
That's good.
Yeah.
How many needles
Can officially
did you
do it.
bring?
About 4.
So how many packs do you usually use on a person with regular length hair who just want?
I need more hair because you're gonna have to layer it.
But if they just want like extensions back here, just for
You-
length,
for length, yes.
On
It's like a
top.
half.
So it has to be
You can
right
use
there.
half a pack. You can use. It's like
grab
very
it.
pressed, like right now. But once you
you
wash it,
close
it gets
it.
more volume.
And how would you remove it?
You remove it with one of these openers. So you squeeze it
How much is the class? I wasn't.
like that.
The class is $995.
The
If
same
you guys
size?
roll through us,
use it the same
There's
today,
different cylinder
you don't have to
sizes,
pay the whole
so
amount, but you'll
according to
save
the one, and you just
$100
pull the hair
extra.
out and you remove.
So
The
this
bead.
one has.
And
all
you
the
can
information
reuse
of
the
all
hair.
the things
Yeah,
that
you
you're
can
gonna
reuse
learn.
the hair.
And also, so you can get, the edge of how you feel, how you cut
This is
it,
microlink?
so that you can
Yes,
actually see the
microlink.
results.
So you grab a section. All like that.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you very much.
If anybody wants to sign up for more information and sign up for the class, please come.
Good, yeah.
Free, is, if you sign up, that's on top of the discount that's already half price.
Yeah.
But we're trying to market to students that are, enrolled in hospitals to give you guys the benefit. And you get certified, you get your certificate, and you get everything that you need to patients. So we're gonna get all of that out of the way. Consultation is the primary key to selling your hair extensions because a lot of people just want to ask questions. But if you know what you're gonna do, you know what your job is, you know how to do it. It shows on that client, and they're immediately gonna say, okay, let's do it. If you are not prepared, if you don't have the knowledge, you haven't done it yourself, they will notice that you're a little uncomfortable and that you're not completely sure of the answer. So they're not gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna give you $300 or $500 if I might not like it. So that you're using the hair to the best of, according to the application without having to resource into having to tell the client. Just the basics from what we're gonna teach you is technique, method of application according to obviously the client's type of hair, texture, how much hair they have, how they wear their hair, and also if the hair is or coarse, how to make it so that it blends naturally. So first of all, what we are going to teach you is how to apply hair extensions without them looking fake, obviously, or without them looking like hair extensions, or the clips showing, or the client not being able to wear the hair up or curl it or anything like that. We're going to teach you how to do it seamlessly, comfortable, and also so that you are applying it the best way so the hair is not stressed by applying it correctly the way the hair grows naturally. So what we do is you are going to section the hair in 4 sections when you have your client, obviously. You want to always leave enough hair to allow the client to wear their hair up if they're going to have it in a ponytail to be able to cover the micro links underneath. Normally about 2 fingers from the ear gives it enough space to, also wear their sunglasses comfortably. You don't want to put them right on the hairline because obviously they're going to show if they put their hair up. And you're also going to leave about 2 fingers in the front so that they can wear it back and not show. There's a lot of different types of links that you can use. For example, this doll head has very thick hair. Say the client that has very thick coarse hair. You want to use a needle that can pull a little bit more hair and some tubes that can fit a little bit more of the client's hair inside to hold it tight and secure. You want to make sure that in the space that you get in the tube, that the hair piece in the client's hair is going to feel snug in there. You don't want to have a lot of space because when you close it, the space is on the side, so it's going to slip out. So the client's hair will come through the sides. Eventually the hair extensions will come out the next time they brush their hair. So you want to match the micro links exactly to the closest shade as the client's hair color. Obviously you don't want like this, to stick out. This is just for practice. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab a little section with your finger this way. You're going to use your pulling needle and grab in an area where you're not pulling hair from different directions. Just stay within the area that you're going to be working in. This is going to allow the hair to grow naturally with the clip without pulling hair from other sections, so it's not going to cause tangle, it's not going to cause friction on the hair, and it's not going to make the client obviously pull that out by brushing hair that's coming from different directions. So once you have it tight in there, you're going to apply your hair in there, and also when you press it, it lays flat naturally. Okay? You don't want to press it too close to the scalp because then it does that.
I'm sorry, how did you put the graph? I didn't pay attention.
Using this needle.
And
You put the little tubes in here, and you're going to pull hair with this loop in the front right here. So that is incorrect way to apply it. What this is going to do is it's pulling hair towards the side at an angle. So when the client's brushing, it's pulling from the scalp, so you're going to have a lot of hair that's going to come off right there. If you apply it the way that it naturally grows, and you leave room to allow it for it to fall naturally, and the client wants to wear their hair up, because there's room, they can pull it up without it sticking out. If it's sticking out like this, when the client pulls it up, it's going to part the hair. So all you're going to see is the tip of the tube sticking out kind of like that. How to know when it's okay to reuse the hair, depending on obviously the client's lifestyle. If they're going to the gym and washing their hair every day, you're not going to have all hair extensions shed. So every time they wash and brush their hair, you're thinning it out. So obviously if they come back in 3 months and they want to reuse the same hair, it's not going to be the same. They're going to be like, well, why doesn't it feel full and great as the first time you did it? So you have to be prepared to analyze it. A keratin is actually the worst method out there, I think. A lot of people tend to pull their hair out more with keratin because usually there's a lot more bonding than the microlinks involved. So there's a lot of hair that they grab just to, and it depends how it's done also. There's a lot of hair that they grab, from the client. It's bonded, so it's glued. A lot of the clients are using hot tools to flat iron or curl their hair. The glue gets all over the place and it sticks hair from other sections, creating a lot of tension. So a lot of people have a lot of breakage from the keratin. It's not easier, it's not healthier for the hair, and it doesn't last longer. So there's no reason to go from something as simple as this. If you know how to apply it, if you get your technique, going if you're fast, this is the best way. Your clients will be able to regrow their hair if they have short hair, and they'll be really happy with you because their hair is not falling out or breaking off. Make sure that you're not grabbing, like, for example, like hair in like different directions like this. You don't want to just like go and randomly like grab like that. See how there's hair like coming from over there, there's hair coming from over here. It's not going to be a neat application. There's going to be hair that is going to break eventually if the client, you know, brushes through, because it's pulling it from such far away, like from over there, that it's not in one situation, like it's not in one place. So when they're brushing, they're going to brush on top of that hair that's being pulled from over here, and it's going to break off. So it has to be done neatly. Grab your sections clean like that. And this loop is pretty much the size, the amount of hair that you're going to need. So loop it in there. This covers, the little clasp covers the hair. So when you bring your tube down, it's not going to come off the loop. And you get a neat. See? Okay? So you obviously you don't want it sticking out. You don't want the glue sticking out on the top because you can feel it. All you need is just make sure that it's through the hole and just peeking out a little bit. Because when you press it, you don't want it coming out on the top right here, sticking out. So see the tip right here? It's like as thick as my finger. It feels really hard and it sticks out.
About quarter inch away, or how much is away from the scalp?
It should be, well, just enough so that you are able to move it without pulling the hair. Okay?
So you just need
but
to
this
leave
glue, yeah, you don't need to have that much glue on there.
Just as much that
Just-
goes underneath the tube?
Just about to cover just a little bit under the tube, because what happens is if they're gonna reuse the hair, obviously you want to leave enough of that bonding without breaking it. So every time you press it, it's gonna break up a little bit more. So you want to leave enough for like future use. You can cut the tip off a little bit and put that back in there. But as far as this, that would be very uncomfortable because it's so hard.